Hi, everybody. I'm John Tesh.
And I'm Mary Hart. And once again, it's Hollywood's Night of Nights, the 65th Annual Academy Awards. And Entertainment Tonight has your exclusive backstage pass to all of the excitement.
He may be just 13.5 inches tall, but he commands the attention of the entire world. All eyes are focused on this guy called Oscar.
And you know, somewhere over there is Wcbs, right in the thick of Oscar fever.
Well, this is where the action begins as the stars are beginning to arrive now here on the legendary red carpet, all turning out to celebrate Oscar's 65th birthday. And the nominees are all kind of hoping to take the little guy home. Everybody's saying it's your night in like Clint. How does all this attention feel?
Wait a second, that dates back to another actor years ago. I don't know. I would prefer just to not think about that part of it.
The energy level, I can tell, is up pretty high for you.
Yeah, that's why. Am I just like bouncing off the walls? I thought I was keeping it pretty cool.
No, you're flying, trust me.
I am.
This is tremendous, you know. I mean, you look down the line here, I'm looking at Clint Eastwood and Anthony Hopkins, and I mean, you know, this is the night.
How you feeling?
Well, I feel good. This guy here is right behind me. I'm listening to his interview.
No, well, it's weird because Jack Nicholson is doing interviews.
I know.
Yeah, so you know this is a big deal.
Yes, right.
I'm loving trailing along here behind Hackman, you know. The only
He says you really want the Oscar.
one of the few Marines in the city, you know what I mean? He couldn't even get in the Marine picture, you know.
You look like
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, I like your dress.
Thank you. I was just gonna say you look like the ultimate glamour thing tonight.
I think you look like the ultimate glamour thing too, Blue Velvet. What are you trying to say to us?
Oh, well, thank you very much. You know what this feels like, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Well, the last of the celebrities have now made their way inside the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, all waiting for that first envelope to be opened. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Lisa. You've heard it before. It's an honor just to be nominated. Well, with 1 billion people watching, it's also nice to win. So, the envelope, please.
Clint Eastwood.
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood and his Western Unforgiven rode off with 4 awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. The audience rose to their feet to honor the Hollywood veteran.
It hasn't sunk in that much, other than the weight in my hands. You need Arnold here to kind of work these things.
Following the ceremony, Eastwood joined the throng of celebrities attending the Academy Governor's Ball. Eastwood, the actor, told Wcbs why Eastwood, the son, wanted to share this big evening with his mom.
You grow up over a lifetime and you sit back and think, oh, look at all the trouble I caused her when I was growing up. What can I do? But she's always been a big supporter of mine. And tonight, this was kind of an ultimate thing for her.
Gene Hackman also joined in on the Unforgiven celebration. This is Hackman's second Oscar. He won his first 20 years ago for The French Connection.
I'd like to dedicate my part of this evening to my uncle, Orrin Hackman. He was a wonderful guy. My uncle passed away yesterday, and I just heard about it just before I came over to the award ceremony. He was an interesting man. He was 88. He was a newspaper reporter. He had done some painting and sculpting. He was a very nice, cultured, artistic man.
I'm sure he's watching. He must be very proud.
Yes. Well, I hope so.
Al Pacino in Scent of Women.
Al Pacino finally won his Oscar after 8 nominations. Backstage at the Governor's Ball, he found out just how much his fans were behind him.
When they were announcing all the nominees, the people on my row started chanting, Al, Al, Al,
really?
Al.
Oh, gee, that's
There
good.
was so much support
good.
for you that
That's,
I think had you
I
not
felt
won, there'd have been a revolt.
I felt that support. I really did. It was great.
Emma Thompson for Howard's End.
First-time nominee Emma Thompson was in shock when she was named Best Actress for Howard's End. But by the time she reached the Governor's Ball, the reality of winning began to sink in.
But look how cash you are with Oscar there, just sort of in his position, hanging out with you now.
I know. He's lovely. I'm going to have to put him somewhere fantastically prominent.
As expected, The Crying Game won for Best Original Screenplay, and Disney's Aladdin won 2 Oscars for its music. But perhaps the longest shot of the evening did come in when Marissa Tomei was named Best Supporting Actress. She was so excited she tripped walking up to accept her award. Something she told us last week was her biggest fear.
I'm going to make a wish that I walk in and I don't trip.
How many times do you think you're going to play back the VCR and watch the trip on stage?
I know, you have to talk about it. You did make me turn around. I turned around to my friend. I was like, oh, my worst nightmare. You see? You see?
Don't worry, Marissa, there's always next year.
The awards, exciting. Billy Crystal, funny. Winners weep and the losers laugh. You know all that. There are, however, some secrets behind the Oscar scenes as well that no one knows until now. Here's the lowdown. In an exclusive interview, Barbra Streisand gave us the reason why she's not popping up on movie screens too often.
I don't work that much, so I'm not sitting there looking for roles.
But you don't work that much out of choice and out of your...
I just don't find things that are great. I'm also never offered parts by directors. Except European.
Because they're scared of you.
Maybe, except European directors. It's very interesting.
Barbra also gave us the lowdown about her future in Hollywood.
If you had to never act again, would the directing and producing be enough for you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I plan only to do a couple more films acting and then just direct. Or it's something else, you know?
Really?
Later in our show, we'll show you what the Oscar elite were wearing with our special fashion correspondent, Rachel Hunter.
Where's your dress from? Who's your dress from? Giorgio Armani. Gorgeous. Thank you.
The fashions of Oscar later on in the show.
So, what do you think?
You're right. Diet Dr. Pepper does taste more like regular Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
We've always taken a lot of pride in the fact that we make the finest sausage, and Jimmy Dean Light is no exception. A little leaner than most folks. It's got that same country goodness that you've come to know. Try it. Let us know how you feel about it. Taste that country goodness.
The awards were just the beginning. Then it was on to the exclusive A-list party at Spago, and we're going to take you there next.
Hi.
I thought we weren't speaking to each other. Oh, honey, you didn't have to.
Yes, I did.
We may fight sometimes and have our little disagreements, but through it all, there's one thing that will never change. I'll always be right.
Shoebox greetings. Hallmark's unexpected way to say you care.
Well, I feel better.
Hallmark has the ways to say you care. Do the one A&S one-day sale Wednesday. Store-wide. The one day to get 50% plus an extra 10% off every Sealy mattress in stock. For example, this $220 Sealy Posturepedic Twin is just $99. Plus free in-home setup. Free carton removal. We'll even call to confirm delivery. Buy any Posturepedic set, get a bonus bed frame. It's 50% plus an extra 10% off every Sealy in stock. Wednesday only. A&S one-day sale. Terrific.
Some people will go to any lengths to bring home the fresh taste of Chi-Chi salsa.
May I have some mild salsa, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Now they can just go to the store and buy it. Chi-Chi's Restaurante-style salsa. Hot and mild with real vegetable chunks.
Check, please.
Chi-Chi's Restaurante-style salsa. Now at your grocer's.
The only thing tougher to get into than the Oscars is the post-Oscar party at Spago.
We figure a bit of blarney along with the luck of the Irish might help, so we sent Pat O'Brien.
This is the biggest and most legendary Oscar party of all. Just about every superstar attends, and they do it because of this man, Irving Swifty Lazar, a high-powered agent who's known these celebrities personally for many years.
If you're not a friend of Swifty's, you're not here.
That's so much fun. We all love Irving.
Switch this one to here.
Lazar spends months planning this party with the help of Spago owner Wolfgang Puck and Puck's wife Barbara. They put everyone in their proper place. They have one rule for letting people in: they have to like you.
There's some people who are difficult, and we know that from previous experience, and we don't ask them again.
So somebody could be the biggest star in Hollywood and not be invited to your party.
You bet.
Once Irving determines that the restaurant is fit for a king, all the royalty is invited in, the doors swing open, and the best party in Hollywood is underway.
The award I received tonight for humanitarianism involves me as a human being rather than as an actress. When you interpret somebody else's life and works, this is for my own life and work.
So you're not going to let go
What do you
of this,
think?
right?
It's like 7 pounds? Something like that.
It's at least
Good
3.
barbell.
I'll say that. Yeah, it is a good barbell.
So next year I'll host the Oscars.
Billy Crystal said he was happy with his spectacular Oscar entrance behind Jack Palance.
For me, it's perfect. To get Jack at something in Jack's mouth where he can't talk is perfect.
While other stars just had partying on their minds.
So far, so good. Now, if you keep us out here forever, I'm going to feel differently.
It won't be forever, but I mean, if you go... All right, go to the park. You're off the hook. Goodbye. Party on. Until next year, this is Pat O'Brien for Entertainment Tonight.
Thanks, Pat. Though Spago is the most famous of the Oscar parties, it's far from the only game in town. Garrett Glazer is suited up for cross-town coverage of nonstop partying.
Bright lights and beautiful people jammed Hollywood, searching for the perfect party. Elton John's bash at trendy Maple Drive was great for stargazing.
I like seeing all the huge stars everywhere I look. I mean, there's famous people here, so it's a lot of fun.
Sean Young even brought her own autograph book.
I've always wanted Elton John's autograph, so I brought my autograph book with me, and I'm going to try to get his autograph tonight. That's Jack Nicholson. Can you believe that? He looks like an insane person. I'm Jack Nicholson. Okay, sure.
There he is, the man of the hour, Clint Eastwood. Everywhere he went tonight, excitement followed, especially here at Nikki Blair's in Beverly Hills.
Once again, Clint made this party in his honor a family affair.
This is my daughter, Allison.
Hi. How are you? Nice to meet you.
What did you think when they called his name?
I had tears in my eyes. I didn't think anything, I just felt tears.
This party rounded up nearly all the stars of Unforgiven.
Recently on ET, you told us if you won tonight, you were thinking maybe it's a nice way to go out. You were even thinking about retirement. You still think that way tonight?
Well, I said that just before the award ceremonies at the press, and then when I got backstage after winning, I felt a little differently.
By the time she joined Clint's party, Emma Thompson had finally reached her husband, director and actor Kenneth Branagh. He was performing a play in England, and he had an unusual reaction.
Oh, it was just sort of, I said, you're breaking up a bit.
He was excited.
It was positively Shakespearean.
Almost anywhere their limousines could take them, stars found a party. And first-time Oscar winner Marissa Tomei set the pace. She hit 4 parties in 4 hours.
Are you awake? My God, you must be
I'm starting
dead.
to lose it, huh? I'm getting a little woozy now. It's the woozy hour, it's all right.
It is now about 5 hours since the Oscars were over, and there is still plenty of activity out here. This is one night when Hollywood could party till dawn. Garrett Glazer, Entertainment Tonight.
Thanks, Garrett. There are 2 big reasons to watch the Oscars show: to see who's winning and to see what they're wearing. To check out how the stars are decked out, here is our special correspondent, supermodel Rachel Hunter, who wears it all well.
It was a fashion show the fans had waited all year to see, and the stars did not disappoint. From Michelle Pfeiffer's bell-bottom pantsuit,
Giorgio Armani,
to Andy McDowell's funky flapper look,
Ralph Lauren.
the Oscars were a fashion parade to behold. This is Hollywood's biggest night. Not only will it be remembered for names like Eastwood and Pacino, but also Versace and Valentino. Best Actress winner Emma Thompson wore emerald green for good luck.
Caroline Charles of London.
And Gina Davis, Angelica Houston, Mary McDonnell, and Jodie Foster all chose basic black. Where's your dress from? Who's your dress from?
Giorgio Armani.
Gorgeous. Thank you. It was classic Chanel for the Best Supporting Actress, Marissa Tomei.
Oscar by the Academy.
And for Elizabeth Taylor, it was strictly Valentino.
And it's mine.
Every girl crazy about a shirtless man.
Even the guys tied into the fashion parade this year. Robert Downey Jr. wore velvet.
Richard Tyler. Richard Tyler Spring Collection.
Best Director Clint Eastwood donned a red bow tie given to him for good luck.
This was made for me by an extra on Bird when I filmed that 4 years ago.
Even Oscar host Billy Crystal joked about his outfit.
It's sort of Armani meets Jiminy Cricket. Yeah.
You wear it well. And as for my gown, it was by Pamela Dennis. There's no question this is the biggest night in Hollywood for great movies, great fashion. I'm Rachel Hunter at the Oscars for Entertainment Tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
Jay Davidson of The Crying Game has been all the fashion in Hollywood leading up to these awards.
I wasn't famous before. I didn't grow up thinking, God, I really want to be famous.
The man behind the mystery of The Crying Game coming up next.
Her soul thrilled with complete knowledge. This was the glistening, forbidden apple. Obsession for Men, Calvin Klein. Your gift with any $29.50 Obsession for Men purchase at A&S.
Tonight is explosive when the world's greatest magician attempts the ultimate escape. How will he survive a 10-story plunge into a raging inferno? All new magic of David Copperfield, Fires of Passion. And a pilot crashes his plane.
I think he was real close to dead.
All new Rescue 911. Then it's intense.
What are you doing to catch the killer?
Intriguing.
You are sleeping with a suspect.
The wait is finally over. Bodies of Evidence is back. A special sneak preview on an explosive night tonight.
Jeep days are here. That's right. The incredible opportunity to save on the Jeep vehicle you've been waiting for is now even more exciting with an unbelievable selection. Choose from hundreds of award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokees and get up to $1,100 in savings. Enjoy cash back on classic Cherokee Sport or get legendary Wrangler as low as this. So come in for Jeep days at your Jeep and Eagle dealer today because days like these won't be here for long. Now financing available with no payments until August.
This season, you can see all these actors off-Broadway. They'll be in the audience because they know Off-Broadway offers everything from first-run dramas to comedies and musicals at remarkably affordable prices. And throughout April, you can get discounts up to 50% at over 70 theaters. So call for Art New York's free Passport to Off-Broadway, 768-1818. So pull up a seat and discover the shows that have earned all these stars.
Do the one. A&S one-day sale. Wednesday. Store-wide. 25 to 50% off. Wednesday only. A&S one-day sale. Terrific.
For award-winning investigative journalism, experience Channel 2 News.
Welcome back to Entertainment Tonight's special Oscar coverage. I'm John Tesh.
And I'm Mary Hart. It's been called the best-kept secret in Hollywood history.
In this, a town not necessarily known for discretion.
But audiences and the press alike have tried very hard to keep the plot twists of The Crying Game intact. Star and supporting actor nominee Jay Davidson sat down with Lisa Gibbons for an exclusive and very frank interview.
The nominees for Best Supporting Actor are Jay Davidson in The Crying Game.
Spotted at a party in London, he was plucked from obscurity and catapulted to fame with a hit movie and an Oscar nomination. While this first-time actor did not win, Jay Davidson was one of last night's most talked-about nominees. Through it all, he's managed to stay almost reclusive from the press and low-key about the attention.
It might sound very arrogant, but I think it's very presumptuous of people to expect me to be fazed by the industry. Also, I've never wanted to be in the papers or really on the TV. So it's just something I just didn't want to do.
In fact, he's so uncomfortable with his newfound stardom, no one was really sure if he would even attend the Oscars. And he says he could barely watch himself on screen.
I saw it with about 10 friends who crucified me completely all the way through it and afterwards.
And what did you think?
Absolutely hideous. When you see yourself walking and talking, it's like, do I look like that? I've seen it once. I won't see it again.
Is money a consideration with this profession? Like if you were to be offered a part and be offered several $1 million for your next role?
I don't have an agent, and the reason I don't have an agent is because so no one can get in contact with me to offer me bad parts. Because if someone offered me a crap film and then offered me loads and loads of cash, yeah, I'd be very tempted.
So if it's all over after Oscar night and you sink into oblivion, that's fine?
It's fine. I mean, that's where I came from, oblivion. I wasn't famous before. I didn't grow up thinking, God, I really want to be famous.
Well, he may not want to be famous, but Jay Davison and his role in The Crying Game are going to be talked about for a long time.
Most people love to take their own tallies of Oscar predictions and winners, and Leonard Maltin is no exception. In fact, he's been doing that since he was 12 years old. The difference is now people want to listen. Leonard?
The best Oscar show I've ever seen? I don't think so, but Billy Crystal tried his hardest to keep things funny, or at least lively, as time wore on.
As for the awards themselves, well, they stuck so close to the predictions, there wasn't much surprise, or emotion for that matter, until the finale, when the Academy finally got to honor two men who've paid their dues. Al Pacino, merely one of the greatest actors alive, and Clint Eastwood, for whom tonight was the pinnacle of a 39-year career in Hollywood.
Get 3 coffins ready.
He worked in films and television for 9 years before the 1964 film A Fistful of Dollars firmly established Eastwood's big screen, tough guy image.
My mistake, 4 coffins.
It's taken almost 40 years and dozens of pictures for him to be honored for his work.
This is pretty good. This is all right, you know.
Unforgiven marks the culmination of Eastwood's career not only as an actor, but also as a director and producer. Last year, Clint shared with Entertainment Tonight these exclusive home videos. Shot on location in Alberta, Canada, they show his ease both in front of and behind the camera. The extras in this bar scene of Unforgiven staged a reunion in Toronto last night to watch the Academy Awards. They were thrilled to see the legendary star and their director get his due.
We're very happy. Don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
Al Pacino received his first Oscar nomination 20 years ago for The Godfather. While he's been nominated 7 times since, winning is long overdue.
Oh, but I still smell her. Women.
All of Hollywood seemed to be cheering Pacino on, but no praise meant more to him than that of the Lighthouse, an organization for the blind. Pacino publicly thanked the group for the help and support they gave him to tackle this Oscar-winning role.
They sent representatives to help me when I was filming. Oh, they were just invaluable to me.
Al Pacino.
Yeah! And perhaps no one was happier to see Pacino win than the members of the Lighthouse who tuned into the ceremony.
He did a great job, and we're very proud of him.
It's a pleasure to see 2 such deserving winners enjoying the fruits of their success. Back to you, John and Mary.
Thank you, Leonard.
Stay with us. We'll be back with an exclusive preview of a movie millions of years in the making. The first glimpses of Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park next.
Tomorrow is the day.
People in front of and behind the cameras for the daytime television shows. And we are here at Macy's in New York City for the